up, we'll have a recap of the game with our Larry's Tire and Auto Repair final statistics. We'll hear the post-game thoughts of head coach Carey Green, and we'll update the Southern Air out-of-town scoreboard. But now, let's head back inside the arena for the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report.
And welcome back into the Vine Center. Liberty with a 65-51 win over North Florida. They move on to the women's basketball championship game on Sunday at Florida Gulf Coast. And we've now got Coach Carey Green joining us. And, Coach, you pride yourself on rebounding, and you love the defensive side as well. And between the first, minute of the first half or second half, beginning of the second half, until probably about halfway through the fourth quarter, your team held the Ospreys to 8 points and scored 38 run during that time frame, and that's where the game completely changed.
Well, we gave a great effort on the defensive end in the third and fourth quarter and made some shots and really iced the game, I think, on the free throw line, 18 for 19. I mean, you can't get much better than that. So very happy for these three seniors that have finished their last game. Well, I say last game. There's an upset. We might be playing the championship game here, but just so pleased with the leadership that they gave and the effort the entire team did, especially on the defensive end. And got four girls in double figures, balanced scoring, and had more assists and turnovers. And Emily Lytle hit some big shots to sort of separate us, and we're grateful that we get to keep on playing, and we're in a championship venue.
She doesn't need a lot of space to get off a shot either. Pretty quick release.
No, got a quick release. We just got to work with her footwork and get her in that position real quick, because she'll get it off, and she shot the ball really well.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Florida Gulf Coast did win tonight, and so you're going to Fort Myers, but I think that everyone kind of sort of expected it was going to end up there. The championship game was probably going to be in Fort Myers. They've been outstanding all season long, but you guys had them on the brink here in this building. 1 point game, really could have gone either way.
Yeah, and we've been on a mission. We want a championship, and we know who's the best in the conference, and that's Gulf Coast. And this is March Madness, and we want a championship, so we don't have to go through them, and regardless of where we're playing at. And we'll be prepared, and we'll give our very best, and I think we can do it, Jamie. I really think we can do it. We'd like to duplicate what the guys were doing and what they've done, and they've set the bar pretty high for us, and we'll be prepared as much as we possibly can for that battle down there. And they're tough down there, and they're a tough team, period. Okay, and but we've been working for this opportunity. We've got it, and we can't ask for any more than that. God's been good to us, and praise the Lord. Go Flames. Well,
enjoy this victory. I know you enjoy them for a little bit before you start worrying about the next one. How long do you get to enjoy this one?
Well,
12 hours?
Yeah, maybe 12. We usually have a 24-hour, but we'll be probably up. I know, knowing me, I would like to sleep late, but no, I'll probably wake up 6 o'clock and already start thinking what's next. And, before tonight, we'll already have the box score of the Kennesaw game. And, by the way, tell me the score. I don't even know.
You know what? I can't see it at the moment, but it was I think pretty lopsided.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be prepared as best we possibly can, and we have the ability to beat them. And 1 point loss here, and had a chance to win the game. And it's hard to beat team 3 times, and we'll be giving our very best. And it's March Madness. I mean, I just watched the game last night. A lot of fans probably saw that, the St. Mary's Gonzaga game, and we're talking about a championship game just like ours. And if I'm not mistaken, Gonzaga had just beat St. Mary's by 48 points, and then ended up getting beat by 13. So it's March Madness. The team that takes care of the ball and executes on the offensive end and is tough on defense and rebounds, they get to go on. And, that's just the way it is. And we understand that, and we'll prepare as much as we can. And once again, so proud of these young ladies, and I know you're going to interview a few of them here, and just the way they shared the ball and having 4 girls in double figures and 16 assists and out rebounding by 10. So there's a lot of good things that we did tonight.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll see you down in Fort Myers.
Thank you.
Head Coach Carey Green, Lady Flames get the victory 65-51 over North Florida. And, it's not that far of a trip. I mean, it is a little bit of a drive, but there's a lot worse places to go than Fort Myers during spring break in the middle of March. Maybe you want to make your plans. You still got plenty of time to do it. The game's not until Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock down in the on the Gulf Coast of Florida, just across from Miami, a little bit north of that if you go across the state. And beautiful area down there. We got to spend a couple of days down there in the regular season and had a lot of fun. Nice campus, nice facilities, and they got a lot of rabid fans that show up for their games. So it'd be nice if a few Flames fans could get down there and watch the Lady Flames try to get their first ever ASUN championships and their first ever chance at playing for the ASUN championship. We will have the stat line here. We'll give that to you, and then what we'll do is we'll take a break, and when we come back from that, we'll have a complete look at your Southern Air out-of-town scoreboard back in the studio with Amy. And then we're going to get a chance to talk to some of the one of the Lady Flames. The way it works during the tournament is they have a press conference in the back, and a couple players are taken to that press conference. So Emily Lytle as well as Ashton Baker are the 2 young ladies that are going to be in the press conference. And it was a tough call as far as who we wanted to talk to, but there's really no wrong answers. Kiera Johnson-Graham is going to come out and talk to us again. She had an outstanding game, 14 points, 6 rebounds, only had 1 turnover in the game, did get a steal. Missed her last shot. Before that, she was 4 of 8 from the field and shot 50%. And a great game for her. Rhea Gully also had 10 points and 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Played almost the entire game. So a lot of young ladies on that Lady Flames squad played extremely well today. Bridget Redstedt, not one of her better shooting games, but she got all over the defensive glass. She had 7 defensive rebounds, also 4 assists, was passing the ball well. She had 3 steals, along with Lytle and Gully. So a lot of young ladies left their all on the court. Tatiana Crowder doesn't show up a lot in the stat line. She only had 2 points and 1 rebound, but that 1 rebound was huge. An offensive board, dove to the floor to keep it alive, called a timeout, and that was during that stretch where the Flames went on the 30-8 run that spanned almost the entire third quarter and into a good bit of the fourth quarter as well. That at that point gave them a 20-point lead and put the game away. All right, let's give you the details on these stats. First, for your field goal percentages for the Flames, they shot the ball 36% from the field, so not particularly good. 21 of 58. They were 29% from 3, 5 of 17, but they shot 18 of 19 from the free throw line. That's 95%. That's outstanding. For North Florida, 35% from the field, 35% from the three-point line, 6 of 17. They were 9 of 12 at the free throw line. Liberty won the rebounding, 41-31. Flames with 15 turnovers, many of those late in the game. They were actually doing quite well until probably the last, say, 4.5 minutes of the game where they had somewhere around, I think, 5 or 6 turnovers during that stretch. North Florida had 20 turnovers in the game. The Flames with 16 assists compared to 13 for the Ospreys. Points in the paint, 28-16 Liberty. Points off turnovers, 28-16 Liberty as well. Second chance points, 6-0. Fast break points, 6-4 UNF. And bench points, 8-2 in favor of the Flames. Leading scorer for Liberty was Emily Lytle. She had 18 points, 4 of 8 from the three-point line. 14 for Johnson-Graham, as I mentioned, along with 6 rebounds. 10 points each for Gully and Baker. Gully with 5 assists, Baker with 3. 6 points for KK Barber. 5 points for Bridget Redstedt. 8 rebounds, 4 assists also for her. 2 points for Tatiana Crowder, rounds out the scoring. Leading scorer for North Florida was Jackson with 16. 3 of 7 from downtown. Bond had 14 points and 5 rebounds. 13 for Purifoy and 9 assists. And she played every single minute of the game, did Ty Purifoy. Emmanuel Wright with 6 points and Irameva with 2. That was the basket right as the horn sounded at the end of the first half. Well, that's going to do it for your stats in this game. 365 folks attended as the Lady Flames get the victory over North Florida 65-51, and they'll play down at Florida Gulf Coast in the championship game of the ASUN basketball tournament. On the women's side, Liberty men won on Sunday at Lipscomb against the number 1 seed. Now the Flames, Lady Flames, are going to try to do the same thing down at Florida Gulf Coast this Sunday, same time, 3 o'clock Eastern. We'll take a timeout when we come back. Amy in the studio with your Southern Air out-of-town scoreboard. Then we'll talk to our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game back here in the Vine Center.